All right, let's step inside a marriage. At the exact moment, a hidden world is about to crack wide open. We're going to look at a single scene from a classic story that asks a question we've all probably wondered about, even if we don't like to admit it.
It sounds simple, right? But man, this is the question that fuels this whole incredible scene from James Joyce's The Dead. It really makes you stop and think about the private histories, the secret heartaches that the people closest to us might be carrying around every single day.
So picture this. We're in a hotel room with a husband and wife, Gabriel and Gretta. They've just gotten back from this big festive holiday party. The mood is supposed to be intimate, tender, but a single piece of music is about to change absolutely everything.
See, from Gabriel's perspective, the night's been a total success. He gave this great speech, he's feeling all these warm, loving thoughts about his wife and their life together, and then, bam! Just like that, the whole atmosphere shatters. Gretta is crying, and he has no clue why.
And here's the weird part. The trigger wasn't anything Gabriel said or did. Nope, it was a song, just some old tune she overheard as they were leaving the party. To him, it was just background noise. But for Gretta, it was like a key turning in a lock, opening a door to a past he never even knew existed.
And so the story starts to bleed out. Gretta doesn't just tell him everything all at once. It comes out slowly, piece by piece, like a memory that's almost too painful to touch.
First, there's a name Gabriel has never, ever heard before. Michael Furey. Just a teenager from her hometown, a part of her life that, for Gabriel, was probably just a vague, blurry backdrop, until this very second.
And then the story gets heavier. This wasn't just some teenage crush. It was a romance completely shadowed by sickness. You could almost feel the weight of this memory pressing down on that hotel room.
And here it is, the absolute gut punch of the story. This sick, frail boy stood outside in the freezing rain just for a chance to see her one last time before she left. And soon after, he was dead. And in Gretta's heart, she's always believed he died for her. This is the grief she's been carrying silently for all these years.
Now, this isn't just a sad story from the past. What it does is it completely reframes their entire marriage. It exposes this fundamental imbalance, this hidden asymmetry that's been there from the very beginning.
I mean, think about it from Gabriel's side of things. He's lived his whole marriage with this unspoken assumption that he's the main character in his wife's story, right? He's the successful one, the intellectual, the one who steers their social life. His whole reality is built on that idea.
And in one single moment, that foundation just cracks. He realizes that the most intense romantic and tragic feeling his wife has ever felt has absolutely nothing to do with him. It belongs to a ghost, a 17-year-old boy from a life he was never a part of.
And that's the disconnect, you see. They've been living in the same house, sleeping in the same bed, but they've been inhabiting two totally different emotional worlds. He saw a life defined by their shared successes and their future, while she was carrying a past that defined who she was in a way he never understood.
And this is just so crucial. Gretta's sorrow isn't new. The song didn't make her sad. It was always there, this permanent feature of her emotional landscape. The music just pulled back the curtain on something that had been hidden in plain sight the whole time.
But even though the story is about Gretta's past, the real gut punch of the scene is about Gabriel's present. It's about that devastating moment a man realizes he's been a complete stranger to his own wife.
Suddenly, everything he thought was real, everything he thought was solid, is just gone. The woman next to him isn't just his wife Gretta, she is a whole person with a deep, private history he never even bothered to look for. His entire picture of her and of himself as her husband has just completely collapsed.
So the story pushes us past that simple question of, does she love him? I mean, maybe she does, maybe she doesn't. But the real, much sharper question is about something else entirely: recognition. Has he ever truly seen the complete person he married, or just the parts of her that conveniently fit into his version of their life?
And that's the thought that sticks with you. It makes you realize that every single person we know, no matter how close we think we are, has a past we can't fully know. We all carry our own ghosts, our own Michael Fureys. The real question is, are we paying enough attention to even notice?